I've used the 17 Pro every single day since it was launched, and honestly, most people don't need it. Living with the Pro, here's exactly why I think that. So for the everyday user, I really do think that this phone is going to be too much. And the reason behind that is that the gap has closed quite a bit this year between the base level phone and the Pro version. And there's a few areas where I think that it is really close, and there's one where there is the reason to go Pro. So let's talk about the everyday things that you do that make the 17 maybe a better option. First off, we've got the display, and this has been a bugbear for a lot of Apple users in the past. The base model would give you a 60 Hz refresh rate on the screen, whereas the Pro is 120 Hz. This year, Apple have made the change, and they are now providing you with 120 Hz across both the Pro and the regular 17. So that gap is no longer there. Both screens are really, really smooth, and the difference between the two will be negligible. So what does that actually mean? Well, it means that it is going to be brilliant for scrolling through your Instagram feeds as well as consuming content. But this phone is also going to be great for responding to messages and using it in everyday experiences. So what about performance? Well, the 17 is still really quick. Yes, it doesn't have the superior chip that the Pro has, but again, for most people, what you're going to be using this phone for, it is more than quick enough. For consuming content, responding to messages, and just using it as your day-to-day driver, the 17 is going to be more than quick enough. The only reason why I would think you would want to move up to a Pro version is if you are gaming consistently on your phone. And that's where the vapor chamber is going to come in. So the camera. Now this is where it gets a little bit more tricky between the two. So as you know, on the Pro version, you have the 3-camera setup, whereas on the 17, you only get the 2-camera setup. So you are missing out on one of those lenses, and you're not getting the same level of zoom and digital zoom that you will get on the Pro version of the iPhone. But if you are just taking pictures of everyday things like your family, your pet, and just taking pictures of things that you enjoy, you're not having to zoom in to get that really crisp and, close-up version of what you're doing, then the 17's camera is more than capable. You get the same selfie camera as well, so you're getting all of those new features that you get with the Pro in terms of, that really nice crisp new camera that we get in the in the screen, but also the fact that you go from landscape to portrait and it centers you. So you are still getting that with the 17. So where the difference is and who is the Pro for? Well, in my opinion, I think it's really clear on who Apple are pushing this phone towards, and that is content creators. People who are really interested in photography, videography, and are using this device for their content creation, their job. But if you're not creating content, or you don't need it to be cinematic, or you're not an expert photographer, then again, the 17 is going to be more than capable. So what about the price between these two? So there is about £300 between a Pro and a 17. The Pro is going to set you back nearly £1,100, whereas the 17 is going to be about £800. So there is a £300 difference between these two devices. And I think that this is really where the 17 comes in. The fact that it is 90% of what you're going to get for the Pro version, but at £300 less. So it really does make it the smart option when you're looking at which device you want to purchase. So if you are in that small majority of people who really do need the Pro features, then the 17 Pro is perfect. But for those of you that are looking for the smarter option, then the 17 is well worth a look. So if you're looking to choose between the two, I'll link both in the description below so you can check out the latest prices. But I'd also love to know which one you're leaning towards. I'm really interested to see what your views are on this and whether or not you wanted to go 17 or 17 Pro. And if you enjoyed this video today and you're into practical reviews and insights with an honest take, then why not hit the subscribe button? And I'll catch you in the next one.